Okay, welcome back. We're on number 11 now, geometry review. All right, it says, which graph best represents the line parallel to the line with the equation y equals negative 3x minus 2? What do we know about parallel lines?
They never touch. They never touch.
They never touch, and they have the same slope, right? Same slope. What's the slope of this line? Yes. That's the equation. What's just the slope?
-2. What was that?
Negative 3. Just negative 3, right? Remember, it's y equals mx plus b. M is the slope. So negative 3. So let's look at these choices. Is that a positive or negative slope? It's going up from left to right. If you look from left to right, it's going up, right? So that'll be positive. So it can't be that one. That was negative. That was positive. It can't be that one. And then the last one is also negative, right? So let's look at B and D.
I'm messing with D.
Looks like it's rising 3 and running 1. So 3 over 1 is the negative 3. This one, I think it's 1/3. Rising 1 and running 3. So this m would be negative 1/3. And this slope would be negative 3. So we want them to have the same slope. So it's got to be B. Questions on number 11?
No, sir.
Okay. Number 12. A line passes through the point 6, negative 3 with a slope of 2/3. Write the equation of the line slope-intercept form. So they give us a point and a slope, right? They give us the point 6, negative 3 and a slope of 2/3. So they want us to write the equation of that line. So we need to start with point slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. This is our point, x1, y1, and then our slope. So plug it in. So I get y minus negative 3 equals 2/3 x minus 6. Minus a negative, what is that? Positive. So it'll be y plus 3. And then we'll do what with this 2/3? Distribute it. 2/3 x minus, what's 2 times 6? 12 divided by 3? 4. And then we got to get the y by itself because I want it in slope-intercept form, so we'll minus the 3 over. So we end up with y equals 2/3 x minus 7, which is what letter? D. Good. Any questions on number 12? All right, number 13. Pqrs is translated 6 units to the right and 4 units up. What are the new coordinates? Look down at the answers real quick. Look at point P's. They're all different, right? So let's just figure out where P is going to go, where point P is going to go, if I move it 6 to the right and then 4 up. If I move, right now what is it? Negative 6, negative 3? Negative 6, negative 3. So if I move it 6 to the right, it'll be on the y-axis, right? And if I move it 4 up, 1, 2, 3, 4, it'll be right there. 0, 1. So point P moves to 0, 1. So what's it got to be? It's got to be C. Questions on number 13? All right, 14. Classify the triangle with vertices, and they give us the 3 vertices, R, S, and T. And look down at our answer choices. Scalene, isosceles, equilateral. Scalene, isosceles, equilateral. What are we talking about if we're classifying a triangle with those words? Not angles. Because what's a scalene triangle? No sides the same, right? What's a isosceles triangle?
Two sides.
Two sides the same, two congruent sides, and equilateral,
Three sides.
three congruent sides. So we're talking about the side lengths, right? So I need to find, what formula you think we're going to use? We're talking about the side lengths, distance formula, right? We've got to find the distance in between each point. So R is -2, -2, S is 1, 4, and T is 4, -5. So let's do RS first, the distance from R to S. Distance is equal to x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So we're doing R and S. So 1 minus -2 squared plus 4 minus -2. So that's going to be minus a negative, we already said was plus, so that'll be 3 squared. Plus, minus a negative is plus, so that'll be 6 squared. 3 squared is 9, 6 squared is 36, so that's a square root of 45, right? So the distance from R to S is square root of 45. Everybody okay with that? You have a question? Yes, ma'am.
Can you simplify it or no?
We could, but if I get square root of 45 for another one, I'll know they're equal. I don't need to simplify it. You see what I'm saying? All right, so let's do the distance from S to T now. All right, so S to T, distance is equal to that's equal, we're doing S to T. So 4 minus 1 plus -5 minus 4. So that's 3 squared plus -9 squared. 9 plus 81. So that's a square root of 90. So ST is equal square root of 90. So far we got two sides that are different, right? So we got to check the third side. What would the third side be? R to T, right? Well, remember we're doing R and T now. So 4 minus a -2. -5 minus a -2. So it'd be 4 plus 2 here. -5 plus 2 is what? -3. So that'll give us 6 squared is 36. -3 squared is 9. Square root of 45. Okay? So RS was square root of 45, RT was square root of 45, and ST was a square root of 90. So two sides are the same, right? So since RT is congruent to RS, triangle RST is what? Isosceles. So that is choice B. That's a long one, huh?
Mhm.
Any questions on 14? We'll move on to 15.
Ready.
Okay, 15. Okay, so we got a proof here. We got our given, what they want us to prove. They gave us a diagram, that's nice, and it looks like we have to fill in these 3 spaces here. And they give us statements R, statement S, and statement T. And if you look down at the answers, we just got to put them in the right order. They give us everything, we just got to put it in the right order. So let's take a look what we got here. Actually, let's look at our statements, see if we can figure something out. The first one has got triangle congruent to another triangle. And they proved that by angle, side, angle. Statement S is, they said angle 2 is congruent to angle 4 by alternating interior. There's 2 and 4, they look alternating interior. And then LN is congruent to QN, but the reason they're saying is corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent, CPCTC. Anybody remember what I told you always goes before CPCTC? Okay, CPCTC says the corresponding parts of congruent triangles. So you can't use CPCTC until you've proved congruent triangles. So before corresponding parts of congruent triangles has to be one of those 5 reasons that we prove congruent triangles that I erased today. Side, 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 angle, angle, side, angle, hypotenuse leg, right? So right before, right above CPCTC has to be one of those 5 reasons. Okay? So the order for S and T has to be that order. S has to come first, because we prove congruent triangles, then it has to be T. Okay? And they use, to prove the triangles, the angle, side, angle, I'm sorry, I did that wrong. Statement R has to come before statement T. R is the one that says congruent triangles, then we can use CPCTC. And they use statement S to prove statement R. So 3 has to be S, 4 has to be R, and then T. So the answer is D. Any questions on 15? Okay.